wake up with your heart racing. You can still feel it, that awful sensation. Your teeth crumbling in your mouth, falling out like dust, or breaking one by one in your hands. You run your tongue along your teeth just to check. They're still there, thank God. You tell yourself it was just a dream, nothing more. A weird one, sure, but meaningless. But what if it wasn't? What if it wasn't just a dream? What if the vision of your teeth falling out wasn't some random nightmare, but a sacred code? A message from your soul, your psyche, or something even older than language? Because here's what no one tells you. The oldest generations whispered about this dream. They knew what it meant. They felt the warning in their bones. And you didn't stumble on this message by accident. Ancient dream seers didn't brush these visions aside. They honored them. They tracked them across generations, mapping the symbols like celestial coordinates. To the ones who came before us, teeth weren't just tools for eating. They were vessels of power, symbols of life force, protection, identity. When teeth appeared in dreams, especially when they were loosening, breaking, falling from the mouth, it wasn't dismissed as random. It was a sign, a warning, a threshold. Something was being lost, a job, a relationship, a home, a chapter of your life. Sometimes even yourself. Grandmothers would grow quiet when this dream was spoken. Their voices would drop to whispers. Someone in the family may pass, not always physical death, sometimes the death of closeness, connection, or a shared path. Others believed it signaled disruption, of fortune, stability, or inner balance, a harbinger of change, a spiritual flare from the deep. Eventually, the modern world tried to rationalize it. Freud, in his endless obsession with control and desire, saw it as castration anxiety, fear of impotence, of losing power, of no longer being the self you once were. Modern psychologists still chase it. Some say it's stress, some say it's identity crisis, others link it to transitions or unresolved grief. But here's where they all converge. The dream of teeth falling out is never arbitrary. It shows up when the tectonic plates beneath your life are shifting, when who you were begins to fracture, before who you are becoming can take form. Think back. Have you had this dream just before everything changed? A breakup that cracked your heart open? A betrayal that burned your illusions to ash? A job loss that exposed how much of yourself you'd given away? Or maybe it was more subtle, that creeping realization that you were growing older, that the image you had clung to no longer fit, that the version of you you'd spent years performing had become a prison. This dream doesn't rise out of nowhere. It appears when something deep inside is trying to get your attention, when your subconscious senses the coming unraveling before your conscious mind is ready to face it. That's why the teeth don't just fall. They crack, they splinter, they rot or loosen or crumble in your hand, like something long held that no longer has the strength to stay, because part of you is dissolving, and your soul always knows first. What you were never taught is this. The dream is a sacred intelligence, a coded transmission from your deeper self, a flare sent from your spirit across the night sky of your mind. And if you learn to read it, it becomes a compass. Here's how to decode it. 1. Track the moment. When did the dream come? What was happening in your outer life and your inner world? A rupture? An identity shift? A fork in the road? Dreams don't float, they respond. 2. Examine the teeth. Was it one? Many? Did they fall gently or violently? Were they pristine or decayed? Each detail is a symbol. A single tooth might represent a specific truth or relationship. Rotten ones could signal old beliefs ready to be released. Teeth turning to dust, a crumbling of something once solid. 3. Let yourself feel. Were you horrified? Ashamed? Relieved? That emotional response is the entry point, because the dream isn't just speaking in symbols, it's speaking through your nervous system. 4. Ask the hidden question. What part of me am I afraid to lose? And what part of me am I secretly ready to let go of? The dream isn't punishing you, it's mirroring you. It's saying, you are shedding an old skin, let it go. Because teeth don't fall out without meaning. They fall when your identity is no longer aligned, when your soul is preparing you to speak from a new place, live from a new layer. And once you begin to understand this pattern, the fear begins to fade. Suddenly, the dream isn't a nightmare. It's a threshold, a secret passageway into your own evolution. Every dream of falling teeth becomes a messenger, not of doom, but of clearing, of transition, of truth. It may hurt, it may leave you raw, it may feel like you're being stripped bare, but that pain is sacred. It's not destruction, it's revelation. What's being removed was never the truth of you. It was the performance, the pleasing, the pretending, the projection of who you thought you had to be. And in that empty space where the old tooth once lived, something new begins to emerge. A stronger voice, a clearer boundary, a truth that doesn't need validation. You stop fearing loss because you realize what's leaving was only ever temporary. You stop fearing change because you see it's been trying to set you free. Your soul speaks in dreams, and its voice is clearest when the world grows quiet. So the next time you find yourself standing in that dream, mouth open, hands catching the teeth as they fall like ivory rain, don't recoil, don't panic, don't rush to label it a nightmare. Pause, feel the silence beneath the image, listen, not with your ears, but with the inner sense that lives behind your ribs, because your body is speaking. Not in words, but in symbols, in sensations, in sacred disruptions. Your soul is shifting the landscape from within, rearranging your foundations, tugging loose the pieces that no longer belong. This isn't collapse, it's release. This isn't breakdown, it's breakthrough. What looks like falling apart is actually falling into alignment. The old mask is disintegrating. The persona you outgrew is shedding like worn skin. The scaffolding you built to survive, it's no longer needed. And so it's being dismantled, gracefully or violently, depending on how tightly you cling. You are not losing your power. You are reclaiming it from false forms, from stories you inherited but never questioned, from identities that kept you safe but never made you whole. The dream is the signal that something deeper is stirring, that your inner self is preparing to emerge, raw and radiant. And maybe, just maybe, this wasn't a nightmare at all. Maybe it was a coded message from your future self, one who has already walked through the fire and found freedom on the other side, a self who remembers what you came here to become. So let the teeth fall, let the falsehoods disintegrate, let the silence stretch long enough to hear the whisper beneath the fear. This is your invitation, not to go backward, but to grow beyond, because something ancient in you is waking. And this time, you're ready. Ready to see the dream for what it is, not a warning, but a calling, a portal through which your truest self can rise. And the next time it comes, when the image returns raw and vivid in the night, you won't flinch. You'll remember, you'll listen, you'll say thank you, because now you know how to receive the message.